My name is Meka Olowola, and I'm the head of corporate communications of Owando PLC, Nigeria's leading integrated energy solutions provider, and I'm a Nigerian. The question of youth contributing to positive change in Africa in the short term is a very interesting one, particularly because demographic studies show that youth in Africa today constitute about 60% of the entire population. So it means that they're a critical number, a critical mass of what the future holds for the continent. And if we marshal, if we galvanize the energies of our youth in the right direction, we will see a lot of change, a lot of positive change towards growth, economic growth, and economic empowerment for even generations after them. An interesting point that's been made on Facebook is that it shouldn't just be growth for the sake of growth, but it should be sustainable growth. And one of the avenues that have been touted to be of veritable interest to youth will be in the area of social enterprise. Okay, the ability to ensure that whatever venture you're engaging has a net positive impact on the society at large. So that's where we're inculcating the discipline of enterprise in our youth. We should be mindful of not just profit, but the people and the planet as well. And I strongly believe that if we adapt this philosophy of this inclusive philosophy of providing value across the value chain, and not just from a very myopic point of view of profit, we will be building a sustainable society, for generations to come. So when we say that the youth are the future of society, we're not just looking at the immediate future, we are building a sustainable future for Africa. So I think it's very interesting that anyone will point out, the concept of being involved in, green jobs or, social entrepreneurship. Okay, so that's a very good point to make there. The second thing, and lastly, is that there is a positive correlation between conflict, strife, restiveness in Africa and lack of economic empowerment in youth. Because once you don't provide the youth with the enabling environment to contribute to development, all the energies will have to go into something. And sometimes it goes into, it's channeled into negative, is vented, from a negative standpoint. So I would say that, as a matter of deliberate policy, leadership across Africa should engage, from a very deliberate point of view, in clusters. It could be from a regional point of view, looking at nation states, by nation states, a very strong program to ensure that the youth are engaged, and when we come to World Economic Forum on Africa next year or in the next, couple of years, we will see appreciable change, and we will see a lot of contribution, from the youth in this regard. Thank you.